Gratitude is so important. And when our kids are little, it's easy, right? We hand them a cookie and they take the cookie and we say, "What do you say?" And in their little voices, they say, "Thank you." And just like, oh. And then somewhere as they keep getting older, the thank yous come less. Maybe we don't notice at first until it seems that we're expected to do things that we don't have to do. I don't know about you, but I can tell you as a parent, I've gone on strike numerous times. There are some people that feel very fulfilled taking care of their household, and it brings them a sense of themselves because they're doing something that they enjoy by making sure the house is clean and making sure the dishes are done and the meals are made. And I don't have that. I admire the people that do. I wish that I did. I wish that I could do those things and feel a great sense of fulfillment, but I don't. I like when the house is clean. I like when there is food. So when I am doing those things for my family, that is me putting in extra effort. I would rather mow the lawn, to be honest. I would rather do a lot of different chores than household chores. So when I do those things, and when the kids were littler, they would thank me. You know, you give your toddler their juice box and their lunch, and you get a "Thank you, mommy," and you're like, oh. And then when they take care of it, if they get up and they take care of their stuff, you tell them thank you. And I think it's the innocence that just makes that more. You know, you see that's a big deal for them to get up and take their stuff to the trash, right? So you celebrate it and you're like, thank you. And there's more of that reciprocity of gratitude. And let's be honest, as they get older, we don't thank them for those things anymore because it's expected. If we aren't clear with them about certain things, then they're going to think that our role too is just expected. And it's not, I don't think, even an intentional thought. It's just we stop saying the thank yous, they stop saying the thank yous, and then at some point we get a little tired of it because now they are adults or adult-sized. So we expect them to take care of their dishes. But here's the thing, are we still thankful for it? Because I can tell you, when my teenagers do take care of their dishes instead of leaving them out, I am thankful for it. And I think sometimes as parents, we think that if we thank them for doing these things that are like bare minimum expectations when they're adult-sized, that we're thanking them for the things they should be doing. But aren't we thankful for that? It doesn't mess with their heads. It doesn't make them spoiled. It doesn't make them entitled if we say thank you for that. We used to say thank you for that. And then we in turn get mad that we don't get the thank yous that we used to get. And even for things that, you know, are kind of expected as from us as parents. Like, as a parent, you're kind of expected to feed them, right? And you want a thank you when you prepare a meal, or if you go buy a meal, whatever, you've put in effort, and you would like a thank you. It would be nice to be appreciated. And that's how they feel. Really, they could leave their dishes there. They know they're not supposed to, and mine have. To be fair and honest, sometimes I leave my dishes when I get distracted, but I'm the one that has to clean them up. So it's not such a big deal to me if I leave my dishes because I'll come back and get them. When they leave their dishes, I end up getting them unless I call them back to get them, and then it's a whole big deal. And I know as parents, that's why we feel different. And I've said this with certain things around the house to them, you know, like with the dishes. If I get up because I'm needed in the other room and I forget for a minute, they're like, "Oh, you left your dishes?" And it's like, yes, but I'm the one that comes back and gets them. Now, if I left them and my teenager took care of them for me, I would say thank you. So it doesn't hurt if we're going to say thank you when somebody takes care of our stuff, when they take care of their own stuff. Imagine you are at dinner with your family and you're done eating and everybody takes their dishes away and you take your dishes away, but only yours. What would you do if one of your teenagers looked at you and said, "Thanks for taking care of your dishes, Mom. I was going to grab it if you didn't this time, but thanks." And if they really meant it, like not sarcastic, if they really meant it, you would be like, "Oh, Well, yeah, because like this is what I normally do and this is what we're supposed to do. What if somebody saw an everyday thing and showed you gratitude for it? It would catch you off guard. It would kind of, I mean, you wouldn't expect that, right? So although we expect our teenagers to take care of their dishes, what if we said thank you? Try it a few times. We expect gratitude from them when we don't always show gratitude. And I really do think it's because somewhere as parents we have it in our mind that if we start thanking them for the things that we expect of them, that they're going to be entitled or they're going to be spoiled. But it's really not that way. It's going to make them feel seen. And it's going to make them know that it was important for them to do that and that it meant something to someone. And that can encourage people to do it again. You know, every day making a big deal out of it, but every day you could say a thanks. You could say thank you. It wouldn't hurt. What if they thanked you for making dinner every day? That would be nice. It wouldn't seem disgenuine. Yeah, it wouldn't seem disgenuine. It would mean that every single day when you provided them with dinner, they were thankful. So then if every single day they took care of their dishes and you were thankful and you said thank you, it would mean something. It wouldn't lose anything because you were still thankful that they took care of their dishes today, even though they did it yesterday, because this was a new day and a new set of dishes and something else that you would end up doing if they didn't. So you're still thankful. So tell them. Let them hear that a few times. It's not going to change instantly, but it will change the way they're thinking. You know, because I mentioned that I go on strike, sometimes in the past when I have felt underappreciated or that everybody else's efforts were lacking, yes, I've gone on strike because my thought was, if they're not thankful for it, why am I doing it? I don't have to do people's laundry. I don't have to do other people's dishes. I don't have to clean up around the house for everybody. And I can tell you the house went down really fast when I did go on strike. But those are things that we do because we're supposed to, we're expected to, whatever the reason, we just do them, right? But when I'm putting in extra effort for these things and they're still taking off their socks and throwing them on the floor, I'm not going to keep doing it. And sometimes that's how our teenagers feel with us. And although they don't really declare, I'm going on strike, that is kind of what goes through their head is, well, if nobody cares, I'm not going to do it. If nobody appreciates it, I'm not going to do it. If I took care of my dishes, but I still got in trouble because I didn't do it fast enough, or I didn't, put the spoon in the right part of the sink, or, any of the things. If they do put the spoon in the wrong part of the sink, you can still say, hey, thank you for taking care of your dishes. I appreciate that. Next time, could you put the spoon over here? It makes it easier when I do blah, 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 blah. Personally, I don't care where the spoon goes as long as it's in the sink, but you know what I mean? Some people have the different compartment sinks, or if it's going in the dishwasher, the different silverware things, whatever. If there's a specific way you want it and there's a reason for it, so you're asking them to do it, convey that. Be like, I appreciate that you took this over here. Next time, could you put the spoon over here, please? I still really appreciate you did this. I'm not diminishing that. Since I'm the one that's going to fill the dishwasher next, I prefer the spoons to be here. That's a fair request. What do they say? Compliment sandwich, compliment, whatever's wrong, other compliment. So that they know that you're still genuinely thankful. Otherwise, it sounds like a backhanded compliment. Thanks for doing that. Could you put the spoon in the right place? That doesn't sound like you were ever thankful. Hopefully this helps with the gratitude and the teenagers. Overall, they have a stereotype for not being the most thankful group of people, but they are. They just need a little guidance on bringing that out. And it benefits them, and it benefits you. Living a life of gratitude, seeing the things around you and appreciating them, it changes your mood. Being able to see more positives, being able to be thankful for them. And then when you tell other people that, when you share that, it changes their mood too.